And good afternoon. We are live now. Hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're doing well on this wonderful Tuesday. Let me get all my equipment going. I have a lot going on here at the shop in the back of the facility. Let me just turn this down. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for joining this particular Tech Tuesday. I appreciate each and every one of you. I have multiple cameras going on here. For those of you on Instagram, thank you so much for being such loyal individuals, following me on this journey of ours, building cars, having a lot of fun. For those of you also on YouTube, thank you so much for allowing me to use this as an archiving moment. Appreciate each and every one of you. And this is something really new that I have going on here. I am also on TikTok, which is pretty nice. And we have TikTok Live going on where I see some people are joining as well. So greetings, Sam. How are you? Sam, are you supposed to come today? I have something for you. I have a gift for you if you're going to make it. Finland is in the house, courtesy of H44 Taja. Thank you so much for joining indeed. Appreciate you. Christian Rodriguez, all the way from TikTok. Thanks so much for joining this Tech Tuesday as well. Quentin Jong, SK8 is saying, I paused my online game to watch this. I appreciate that. I appreciate that indeed. The team and I are working away with some really amazing projects, and hopefully you can have an opportunity to participate in some of our interaction today, which is great. It is 12 noon out here. K1MS Racings. I assume you're overseas asking that question. I don't know if you're in Europe or parts of Southeast Asia, but nonetheless, thank you for joining. I'm doing great at K7 Kyoto. Thank you for joining us indeed. Let's go. Have a great Tech Tuesday, BC. Consistency's key, says Gasket Heads. Thank you so much. Love doing that. We had a crazy interaction last week. The team and I had some individuals from a local university who needed help with a Formula SAE race car, which is amazing. And the funny thing with that is that we weren't able to get on Tech Tuesday because that interaction bled into my time. So I apologize. But we're doing some really great things to assist them. We set up their, and Sam was there too, helped set up their vehicle and their clutchless shifting as well, using an AM Infinity, which is pretty nice. What project are we working on now? It's asking K1MS. You see in the back, there are a couple of 930s right there that we're doing some performance electrification on as well. There's also a very interesting Kolani special vehicle that right there that's getting some of the special Bisimoto performance touches with the team and I here, which is great. So we are working away, making things happen as we always have. And today, I promised to talk about a very interesting vehicle that I put up on my feed around Tech Tuesday or Turbo Tuesday. And that is amazing C6 Corvette. Very good close friend of mine. Carlos Alamar is his name. Him and his family put together this beautiful vehicle. He's a local sheriff and put together a very nice high performance Corvette in the same vein as his line of work, which is pretty nice. So it's a proper police car, but it has this very nice G-Series large frame turbo from Garrett with a fully built engine that him and the team from Munoz SBE machine kind of put together. Runs on a very strong aftermarket setup, which is a Harley Dominator series, which is absolutely spectacular. Has a self-learning setup as well. For controls, he uses an electronic boost controller and very nice mechanical controls from Turbo Smart. And that being said, to keep him safe in the car, he has Momo hardware. It's just an amazing vehicle. And if you ever see it on the road, I beg of you, please, please, please do not try to outrun it. It will destroy you indeed. Oh, thank you so much. I see Gracie Garcia joined as well from TikTok. Appreciate your presence indeed. Thank you so much. What is my favorite car? Asked Matty. Right now, I'm having a lot of fun with the Bisimoto K3V, where we've been driving quite a bit, going to different events in Southern California. That's the kind of crazy, I don't know if you can see maybe in the back of my car here, in the back of my shirt. That's like the pink and gray Kremer electric vehicle, my very first one, which kind of takes me back to some of the early learnings of my embracing of EV technology, which I hated, by the way. I hated EVs for many years, didn't want anything to do with it, diehard petrol head, until I built the K3V, drove it, and it's just been a blast ever since. So I love that car quite a bit as well. In terms of popularity, I still love the Odyssey, the Bisimoto Odyssey that makes 1,000 horsepower. We've updated it with some Garrett hardware as well, and it's absolutely a blast. At the house on bags, built in 2013, still pushing with the original engine, pushing hard, I should say. It's really great. Quentin Young is saying, how can you see my collection? It's kind of difficult. We'd like to do some walkthroughs from time to time. Right now, we have a lot of specialized projects that really can't get out there, so forgive me, I can't open up to the public as we speak. But let's say post-May, I will do a nice walk around here in the shop. If you want to see one of our recent creations, which is the Moby X, if you travel to the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles, it's on display in all its glory. So that's not a bad thing to do. If you haven't been to Peterson, go there. It's a wonderful mecca, better yet, a joy playground for all things automotive. And if you're enthusiasts, you will love it there. Dennis Copetto from Italy joining. Thank you so much. Appreciate you indeed. Good afternoon, says R35R13. Good afternoon, brother. Hopefully you are doing great as well. Thank you so much for joining this particular Tech Tuesday. I appreciate your presence. Alex is saying, my very good friend, West Coast Alex, who, by the way, I've known since the 90s. We used to drag race together, do a ton of street racing. So a very close friend, hardcore enthusiast. Last event where we took a ton of cars, he drove the Odyssey to an event at an Upland. And he's saying the K3B style body kits are available for a 996 C2. It is not. So the Kremer K3 was designed for the earlier 911s, which is the air-cooled body. So in terms of the body, how it bolts on, in terms of the wheelbase as well, where the apertures are for the wheels, it's quite different. There is a company in Japan that makes a slat nose style setup for the water-cooled power plants. As a matter of fact, to take that even further, talking about 996, I think Kremer does have something in that realm. So Alex, if you don't mind, or if your friend is okay with this, I can reach out to my friends at Kremer and see if they have something available still for the 996 that they created not too long ago, and see if they're willing to assist us with parting with a body. So if he's okay with that, let me know. I'll reach out to them today in Germany and see if they can make something happen for us. But the exact one for the K3 was designed for the 930, 911 chassis of those years, of that era. So I hope that helps. Let's see here. Oh yeah, so earlier on I was talking about the Corvette that we had put together. It's something that's going to go around and do some wonderful things in terms of technology, and I plan on actually having an opportunity to put on display properly here and do a proper walk around. It's chock full of modern technology in terms of aerodynamics for the turbocharger, in terms of engine management solutions and materials, has vibrant HD clamps all around it, a very high-end, high-flow intercooler, air-to-air, to make things very simple and straightforward. It's built to be extremely reliable, has a twin-disc action clutch in it as well to be able to allow for very smooth and solid engagement of the engine power to the ground through the transmission. Has Toyo tires, TQs in the rear, some nice Toyos in the front as well, to allow some proper adhesion, courtesy of some of the weld wheels that also exist in that vehicle as well. For battery applications, we use a very lightweight anti-gravity battery, which is lithium in composition, very similar to what you see in EV conversions, but very lightweight and very powerful to allow to start each time. JDI came to the rescue to allow us to start the vehicle quite easily. So with a push button start and a fob key, you can be able to initiate starting of the vehicle, which is very nice indeed. R35R30 is asking, white car behind you looks like the Speed Racer car. It does look like a 5, isn't it? It's something that's very, very, very cool. And that should be running in the next month. And it's absolutely a gorgeous vehicle that's almost done. You can see some madness going on in the front, just a little taste of what's going on there. And yeah, it's very much like the Mark V Speed Racer. It's something that many of us grew up with and really is near and dear to us indeed. Breakfast Boy says, what's up, BC on YouTube? Hello, sir. Thank you so much for joining this Bisimoto Tech Tuesday. I appreciate your presence. My sincere apologies. I wasn't around last week. Had a bit of a challenge with a team that needed our help, and I couldn't pull away to do the Tech Tuesday, so it kind of blend to our time. So please forgive me, and hopefully we can catch up today. Carols and Pigs, very talented event coordinator and photographer. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tech Tuesday. I appreciate you and everything you're doing for the greater LA car culture. Love seeing you out there, and thanks so much for your amazing support and advocacy. Concreteur 3, thank you so much for joining. Appreciate your presence indeed. And once again, I have 3 streams going on at the same time. I have all of you, my good friends and family, who have always been here for me for years and years and years on Tech Tuesday on Instagram. I also have live on YouTube Live, a feed as well with some individuals who are joining us. And also something very new today. I used to do a lot with the podcast networks. Now I've expanded to TikTok and done TikTok Live to see if we can get some interaction there as well. I see some people are joining. And for those of you on TikTok who don't know what this is an avenue where I want to give back to the community. Coming here to the United States, with nothing, not know anything about cars. This environment, this country has assisted me tremendously in being able to really put my best foot forward, build a team, build really cool cars, help others, really do a lot with car culture and racing and breaking records and winning and just doing wonderful things. And when I first came to the United States, people wouldn't help me learn about cars. I was very inquisitive. I was full of the need to have knowledge. And a lot of people just shunned me away and told me, get out of here, or hey kid, leave your car here, pay us and we'll just do it for you. It was really an environment that wasn't very conducive for me, who wanted to learn. I was thirsty for knowledge. And then a young man by the name of John Conciali, who was the founder of AEM, took me under his wing and taught me a lot. And I kind of took that ball and ran with it. And so what I'm doing now is I'm trying to be that person that I needed when I was younger. So any questions you may have about projects we're building, my past, racing, projects coming up, technology, I'm here to share everything. And some people may ask, well, BC, why are you sharing everything you know? And the primary answer is this: technology continues to improve. I have a young man here who works with me by the name of Jonathan. And when Jonathan came on board, I had quite a bit of knowledge around some of the technology things we explore. But together, we've continued to progress and even do more. So what I know today is vastly superior to what I knew when he joined us last year. And he'll continue to push that way as time progresses. Being able to create, figure out, and have this critical thinking ability to always progress supersedes holding knowledge to yourself. So I'm trying to be that person I needed. I'm trying to be that person that BC needed as a young person. I'm here to answer any questions you have about technology. Also keeping in mind that it continues to progress and improve as time moves on. So that's my thing. Thank you, R3513. It's going to be a blast when we're done. Blast indeed, you know? Are you ever going to make a 918 or CGT? Asked Quentin Jiang. And there's another person here who's asking the same question. Yo, are you mod a 918 or CGT? Corvette GT, by the way, for those of you who are not really intimate with the whole Porsche family, was Porsche's supercar. It's that crazy looking 959 car that's just Corvette GT, beautiful car, truck full technology, pure petrol, by the way, and just a beautiful car that, how should I say, stands the test of time when it comes to design and style. Amazing. Now the 918 is more of a newer supercar from Porsche, which is a hybrid. Think of Porsche's elegant answer to the newer NSX. That right there is what the 918 is. And when you compare the two in terms of elegance, beauty, and technology, I tend to lean towards the 918. So to answer your question, QYP, to answer your question here, oh, Quentin, I don't know if you're the same person, both on both feeds. Yes, 918 is my go-to, only because of its technology prowess. I love the hybrid system, which incorporates the benefits of both the petrol and the electric systems to allow a seamless, amazing torque capability, which is a lot of fun, very fast, and just arouses all the senses while giving you a blast. So love it, love it, love it indeed. Hello, Gavin Scalise, good seeing you. I think I'll be seeing you very soon at Dad's birthday party. Bro Ninja 204, what's up? Good seeing you. Thank you for joining us. It's a very nice day today. Unlike the past few days, it's been quite gloomy. This Tuesday is beautiful indeed and a blast and just absolutely gorgeous outside. So we like it. A little bit chilly. That's why I'm wearing a little hoodie, but not bad at all. Love it indeed. K1MS asks, is a white car an EV? Yes, that came in with a BMW motorcycle engine, or it had a BMW motorcycle engine, which wasn't quite powerful. And when we're done with it, it'll be close to 300 horsepower and more than that number in pounds of pound-foot of torque. The RPMs would go from something that was about 9,000 RPMs to 18,005. So it's going to look the part and perform amazingly well in the next few days. When you look inside, it's going to look exactly how the original designer had it, with a T-handle shifter to initiate gear, all analog style gauges. You sit in it, you will not know what kind of propulsion you have until you step onto the gas pedal, and it's going to be crazy. Something else that we incorporated, the team and I incorporated in that build, is whether you are very tall or height challenged, you can telescope the pedal. So when this is done, we are going to do a proper walk around, and I'll let you guys know all the benefits and features and Easter eggs that will exist in that car when it's completed. So it's going to be absolutely fantastic, you know? Jason says his connection is very bad. It looks like it's very glitchy. That's very interesting. It's sad that my first time on TikTok is glitching. I am connected to Wi-Fi on that. So for those of you on YouTube, let me know if you're glitching as well, because I have you on the same network. Hopefully it is okay. West Coast Larry on YouTube is saying, hey brother, it was nice to bump into you at the market the other day. I'd like to bring my son by sometime to see some cars. Cheers. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, great seeing you as well. Please, by all means, you can give me the benefit of a little bit after May, end of May, because we are really trying to get that car, this car, and the other car out before the end of the month. So it's a lot of madness going on. It's not a very conducive time for me to do tours. And by the way, if you come post May, we'll have a lot of cars running, which would be great to be able to show you around what's going on here. So thank you so much and looking forward to that, indeed. Please make a simple bolt-on turbo kit for the 981 Cayman, says Simon of Sirens on YouTube. Now, there are two challenges with me doing a bolt-on kit for the 981 Cayman. One, turbo kits on the Cayman will look amazing, can perform, but we have limitations with the 981 direct injection system. With that system, it limits us how much we can do in terms of power, because the more power you create in an internal combustion engine by forcing as much air as possible in and trying to supply the appropriate amount of fuel, you need appropriate amount of fuel to make that kind of power. And unfortunately for us, with the direct injection, many of the manufacturers, including Porsche, optimize the already onboard fuel system. So you can't really push it that much more before you start running out of gas. While the earlier 987s and even 986s on the Boxer side of the kind of Cayman chassis look, those have port injections. You can go as big as 2200 cc's, make up to 1,000 horsepower, and who cares, and have a blast. But with the 981 being direct injection, we're limited because they're not really very simple upgrades for injectors or pumps that can allow you to make a ton of power with those setups. Secondly, there's not a kit that I can make for 981 that would be street legal, meaning the EPA is going to slap me for creating a kit that would, how would they say, modify any emission standards that car came with. So I won't be able to meet or exceed easily in a cost-effective manner emission standards for the 91 Cayman. So that's very difficult for me to be able to do. So because of those two challenges, it's something that I will not have on the table, unfortunately, at least not for my company, you know? And Jason from YouTube is saying no glitching here. So I don't know if it's still happening to you guys on TikTok, but it seems not to be glitching on my other networks. And I have a question from a gentleman on, let's see, I think quite see, it says QVP. Can we make a kit for 924 Porsche? Yes, we can, especially for a track car. We did a 928 years ago, and yes, it's something that can totally happen if you're for off-road duty only. And the fact that those setups can be done for port injection, it shouldn't be a challenge to get as much fuel as reliable and possible on that, you know? So yes, very, very, very possible indeed. Okay, moving on here. Gasket Heads here on IG saying, what is the best learning tool to get into the EV side of automotive or to sharpen our electrical skills in ICE vehicles? So I can tell you the best learning tool to use is to take either online or physical classes on modification of internal combustion engines and also with EVs. On the ICE side, whether you're looking at something as straightforward as EFI 101, that's the one that I went to. Even though I played a lot with tuning my own cars, I also added to my knowledge by attending Ben Strader's class with EFI 101 with much success. There are also other classes out there. I think Revolt does something very soon. I think the guys out in I'm trying to remember the name, out in Arizona, not Stealth, it is a company in Arizona. I'm drawing a blank, it'll come to me, I'll post it up, where they have classes both online and physical to talk to you about the ins and outs, the basics and advanced courses of EV modifications, whether you're doing something that's more OEM or you're converting a classic vehicle to EV. They can give you the ins and outs, the basics, and how to do it very elegantly and safely as well. So that being said, that's something that you can do. So the classes out there online and physically that can allow you to do that. If you need direct links, send me a DM and I'll try and connect you with those guys. One is in Arizona, Legacy EV, there you go. That's the guys who do it in Arizona. They have classes from time to time to teach you the in and outs about that. And then my experience has been with EFI 101. And I got a certification from that and it was absolutely amazing. Even though I was quite well versed and experienced, it really helps significantly with my knowledge base, which is great indeed, you know? Where are you from? Asked Pablo. Right now, I'm in Ontario, California, and the Bisimoto headquarters. But originally, I'm from Nigeria, West Africa. Came to the United States to study engineering, to finish up and go back and help my parents with their cosmetics factory, but ended up falling in love with cars and staying here in the United States. So right now, we have a facility out here in Ontario where we started out designing and building high-performance components for petrol cars, starting off with Hondas and Acuras and Toyotas and all that fun stuff. The typical camshafts, intake, headers, manifolds, turbo manifolds, engine management solutions, tuning and all that fun stuff. And then nowadays, and then we graduated into building cars for OEMs for auto shows. And fast forward to today, we still do some stuff for OEMs, but we've explored this amazing environment of upcycling classic cars of historical significance to performance electric. So if you look around the back of me, there's some petrol cars here, but quite a few performance EVs as well. Everything from a Caterham to a 336 to a Volkswagen Bus to Rolls Royces to Porsche 911s and 930s to very unique cars like the Colania right here next to me. So that being said, it's been quite a journey indeed and very exciting. My pleasure, Simon of Cyrene. Simon. My good friend Corvette, who's an amazing engineer, also building a wonderful Corvette. I see he's doing the performance electric conversion on as well. He said, hey, BC, have you heard rumors about people reverse engineering the GM Ultium Light BMS protocol? Those Silverado modules are going in to be amazing for conversions. No, I have not. I've seen a lot of people do some reverse engineering when it came to something simple as what's in the Volt, which is very similar in terms of protocol for the Chevy Bolt as well, but nothing on the BMS in terms of a wireless solution. That would be fantastic. I would love to explore that because in many cases, I have to have BMS taps running through the length of a vehicle or having separate satellites and connect them through a CAN and programming them hardwire. Anything to do that's wireless would be just absolutely fantastic. So I will keep my eyes peeled, Corvette, and keep you abreast of any developments or anything I hear in my world. 918 is a badass car to build, BC says R35, R13. Yes, it is. I would love to get my hands on one of those and go to town. And they are limited supply. Proper 7-figure vehicle. Proper supercar from Porsche. Love it, love it, love it. Not had an opportunity to drive it, but I should change that very soon. It just hasn't been a goal of mine. Hello, Stephanization. How have you been, brother, from overseas? Hopefully you're doing great. Good to see you. Hey, BC, do you have time to host another car show? Says R. Riley 0123. Not in the next few weeks. If Discovery, HBO, one of those entities come to me and say, hey, BC, we need your help, I would have to say, can we do something post June, July? Because right now I am swamped. The team and I are swamped trying to get cars ready. So yes, hosting right now will not be a possibility. A proper show. Onesie Tuesdays here and there was a day or two, maybe, but a proper show where I'm dedicating weeks and months, not in the cards as we speak. Will you be at Fuel Fest this year, says Lifesavers? That's a very interesting question. So Cody and I, being Cody Walker, and I have been talking over the past few weeks. So here's my challenge, and I'm sharing this with all of you, my family, right? No big deal. My challenge is this. I am launching a very special car at the Electrify Expo in Long Beach the very last weekend of the month. Unfortunately for me, Fuel Fest falls right on a Saturday that weekend. So I have commitments on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that weekend. And Fuel Fest is Saturday afternoon to the evening. So what I'm trying to do is find a way to be able to spread myself thin and be at two places at a similar time. So I'm trying to plan such a way where I can be in Long Beach at Electrify Expo in the morning of Saturday and then try and hot tail it out with one of my cars to Orlando for Fuel Fest and kind of spend the afternoon, evening there and even speak there, right? Get on my stage and share some information with all of you, something really exciting coming up. So that being said, let's keep our fingers crossed. Lifesavers, I'll keep it posted. Everyone posted if we're gonna make it. Right now, it's about a 50-50 chance that I'm gonna be at both events. If things don't pan out the way I want them to, I most likely will be in Long Beach Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of that weekend at Electrify Expo. So yeah, that should be good. BC says R35, R13, you should do a local rally and car show. You are right. I want to do something this year for sure. We've been chomping at the bit to do an open house here. We did one at the old facility. We haven't done one since we've been here. We have a lot of partners who want to come out, bring lots of food. My team here would love to do that and just have a great time. So it's really good, So that being said, let's try and do something this year. Let's do something in summer when things try to get kind of nice and warm. Events are going crazy, but we should do a nice cars and coffee, a little open house here. That'd be fantastic indeed. Especially with a lot of cars that we have coming out of the stable. It should be really good indeed. What's that red 911 behind you? It says, I rock for cars. It is a proper 930 wide body. Gentleman who is here, he's Huckleberry Finn. Name is Jeremy. Beautiful, gorgeous car. We're giving him mid 600 horsepower, 700 pound-foot of torque. When this car is done, when you sit in it, you will not be able to tell what's going on with it. You will not be able to tell what kind of propulsion it is. It will feel like a 930. Inside smells like a 930. You look around, you see a factory shifter. You'll kind of notice like, wait a minute, 2 pedals? What's going on here? The dash will look factory. Gauges look just like factory. Another giveaway will say, wait, that's not 8,000 red line. Why does it go up to 20,000 RPMs? You turn the key, things start kind of dancing, and then when you get on the pedal, it's going to terrify you. That's what that car is. So it's absolutely beautiful. It has a gorgeous, like ducktail. You look inside, even outside, you won't be able to tell. I guess a little giveaway is you see a little rectangle box down there, kind of like, what's going on down there? You look into the deck lid, it looks like an intercooler because there's a heat exchanger right there. It's going to be just an amazing vehicle for him to drive. So, and that's like giveaway. You see that little aperture right there? That's a little fast charging port for him. Similar technology is going in the gray car in the front. That's owned by Ralph. And yeah, just great stuff going on here, which is pretty nice. So that is what that is. This film, this interaction cannot do justice. The car is absolutely beautiful. You see that little condom we have around it? That's to protect the paint. The paint is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. It's like one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen in my facility. So that being said, that's what that is. Hey, big BMX 1967. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Bisimoto Tech Tuesday show. Have a great day as well, R35, R13. Love seeing you here and I appreciate all your support all this time. Ordered an intake for the F22, F23. Just start small. It says Ty Wayne 01. Great choice. Great choice. The F23 has a very limiting intake manifold. So some people go with like a Golden Eagle or some kind of aftermarket one. Some people take F23 and modify it. Some adapt an H23 one to it and modify the crap out of it as well. There's so many options you can have to get that thing to breathe and wake it up indeed, you know? Fan from Brazil, and there's Jonathan, let's see, how do you say? Jonathan's Herring, how do you say their name? Henrique, I think, from YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us all the way from across the pond. We appreciate you indeed. Let's see here. All good here, says Sam. Sam, if you can make it, let me know. I have something for you. Let me know indeed. And for those of you who know Sam, great guy, helped me with a ton of projects here. Think back to the Bisimoto Santa Fast, helped with that. Think a little bit back to even the Bisimoto center seat, which is over there with carbon fiber wheels. Sam was like the mastermind around that. The Mattel center wheels, mastermind around that. Center seat for the black one for celebrate the 50th anniversary of Hot Wheels, mastermind around that. Helped me tremendously with the K3V, mastermind around that. Just a great guy, very bright, smashingly intelligent, and taught me also how to be a better driver on and off the track, which is great, right? So Sam, thank you so much. And now I've been successful in converting him over to the dark side. He's now playing with EVs. I'm telling you, Sam's a dangerous man to know. And now he's got some of that electron fever. Who knows what the future holds for all of us, you know? Will we see more effective tuning solutions for GDI engines, says Lambda Menace? It's gonna be tough. Primarily because what I mentioned earlier on with a gentleman who asked me about building a turbo kit for the 98 Porsches, which are also direct injection. For those who know what GDI is it's the kind of short for gasoline direct injection. That's where a high pressure system injects fuel directly into the combustion chamber, and the benefits of that is better combustion, cleaner emissions coming out of tailpipe. You can get away with more power running even leaner, so it helps with fuel economy. The only disadvantage of that is manufacturers tend to build those systems right at the peak efficiency, so you can't push much more fuel than factory. So when you want to get more power, and the system wasn't designed for more power, you're limited. That kind of is the limitation for you. Think Civic Type R, which a lot of people with a factory fuel injection can go up from low 300s to close to 400 wheel. But when they get towards 400 wheel, they're kind of maxing out, have to update the high pressure pump, low pressure pump, and if they're lucky, find some Bosch injectors to upgrade, which Honda does make some upgrades, but the upgrade is still limited. It doesn't push you to 1,000 horsepower. You can get to maybe 500, 600 maybe. But it's hard because most people, including myself, when I have a GDI engine and I want to make a ton of power, I'll just retrofit port injection to it. I'll plug up my ports and just put in port injection and boost to my heart's content, which we did with our Genesis Lambda Menace, which you may remember not too long ago. We made a 1038 with that. I think Sam didn't go with me on with that. It was actually Robert Bowden who went with me to Arizona. We did 187 miles an hour with the Genesis, and that made 1,000 horsepower, but I couldn't do a GDI, so I just put port injection in that and just boosted like there's no tomorrow, and it worked out quite nicely. Let's see here. I talked about Fuel Fest a little bit earlier. I think I'm missing a ton of stuff. Thank you, Alaman Motorsports. Appreciate the fireworks that you put into my feed. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see here. Why don't you partner with any shop or brand here in Europe, says Andy F1. Actually, I do. So Porsche is a brand in Europe that's European based I partner with. They signed me through their US counterpart, Porsche Ontario, which is here, which is one of my partners. They also signed off and gave me the wonderful honor of having both the K3V and Moby at the Peterson Museum to participate in their We Are Porsche exhibit, which is quite nice. So that being said, yeah. Now, in terms of shops, we've done a little bit with our friends in Germany. When you think of Sydney, who has a wonderful shop out there, we've done a little bit with him. In the UK, a very good friend of mine, Daryl, he has a shop out there which does mostly Honda. He's my one dealership in the UK as well. So we've had an opportunity to do some stuff, and we sold him some parts recently as well. But in terms of doing a build together, Powell from Carbone and I are talking about building a Porsche together. And he's a big outfit out in Poland, does a lot of internal and external components for Porsche air-cooled engines and chassis. And we're thinking about doing like an overland kind of off-road Porsche 911. So you can expect seeing that. So we continue to do that. I can't call it European, but we built quite a few RWBs for clients, and the Kai's come to our facility quite a few times, 6 to be exact. So yeah, we've done quite a bit. We've been around, not a problem whatsoever. Ryu, how do you say your name properly? Ryu Kachu says Corvette here. Oh, Corvette's there. Oh my God, he's moving from Instagram over to YouTube. Okay, I love it. I see people go from TikTok to YouTube to IG. Anyway, he says, check out that 1500 Chademo to CC adapter for the K3V. Apparently you can get 7 kilowatt speeds out of it, and it works basically everywhere. Yeah, I saw that. I saw like 1200 to 1500 adapter, which is giving me a lot of hope because that vehicle has Chademo, the other one has Chademo, that has Chademo, and I like Chademo because of his communication protocol is quite straightforward. The adapter, I saw it worked on certain Electrify Americas, but didn't work on some EV Go's. So if you've seen information where it works everywhere, that's great. And I don't have a limitation on my Chademo capabilities. In other words, I've seen the highest I've seen is 48 kilowatts, which 50 I think is the max, and it's fine. And I just derate charging if my temperatures are going out of control or there's some kind of error or something's going on with this charging station. But I have no limitation in going 70 kilowatts in terms of charging. So that'd be great. So I plan on buying 1 or 2 of those to test myself and not taking what I've seen online where it just works on certain charging systems. But that would be a godsend for us because Nissan, you get a kick out of this, Corvette. Nissan is sending us a Leaf here in a few days, a new Leaf for us to just tear apart and play around with. And I love the Chademo plug. I just love it. I put in everything. The only thing I don't like is a little bit bulky, but we're finding it harder and harder to find Chademo stations. And above and beyond that, Chademo plugs are kind of cumbersome. And sometimes if they exist, they're kind of down or damaged, but CCS is everywhere. Or better yet, there are rumors of an NACS to Chademo adapter. And take this even forward. My friends, I got email communication from Andrew Ewart recently as yesterday. The Orion BMS2 is soon going to support in the next few months NACS for level 2 and NACS for fast charging with an addition of a controller. So great things are happening for us out there in the EV world in terms of fast charging and making our quality of life around EVs much better and much more enjoyable. So that's That's pretty good indeed. So I love it, love it, love it, love it. Age 23 is almost done, says MCBB6. Good luck, brother. Keep me posted on your progress. Can't wait to see how great that goes for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Hello from Sacramento, California, courtesy of Chester on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining indeed. Wow, 37 minutes in. Time is flying, which is great. Oh, I have a visitor here, Porter. Don't be shy. Come on in, Porter. Come on in. So I have a very good friend of mine, Porter. He also has, you guys can see it, but behind there's a blue 72 that he has that we're electrifying as well. And come here, Porter. Come say hi to my family.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, there he is. See?
Hey.
He's a great guy.
How's everybody doing?
So he's
you know this guy too?
Knows you a little bit. So his stuff is so weird. We're just talking about you. I was working on some stuff in your car today.
Oh, okay.
But we'll talk more. I had a paid guy come and give us a better pricing, which is good. Yeah.
Good,
So
good.
we'll talk soon. Okay. So guys, great guy. He's also doing some. Here's a beautiful. Is that Miami blue or Mexico blue?
Miami. No, Mexico.
Mexico. Here's a beautiful Mexico blue. See, I love that color. Mexico blue, 72911, which is also electrifying as well. Just absolutely fantastic. And we got some quotes on making his look very, very beautiful. We have to do some mods on the body in terms of his rear, because we actually reinforced his strut towers. Because on these Porsches, they come with torsion bars, which kind of relies a lot on the chassis to be able to help with suspension. But we tend to modernize them and update them to coilovers using KW Club Sports. And to do that properly, we have to weld on these gussets on the strut, top of the shock towers, so we don't have any fraction like they used to do with the 911Rs back in the day when he used to race them. So he has something similar, so we're gonna paint this engine bay. Then his side has some Stroh 6 side skirts, which look kind of not too great. So we're gonna give him kind of that nice classic Bisimoto IROC look, which would be very elegant as well. And his stuff is gonna come out so nice. So we're pretty excited about that. Anyway, so he's here to check out the progress of this car, which is pretty nice. Still use a torsion bar in the back? Yeah, some people do. Some cars will opt for helpers, but I like the modern dynamics of coilovers and valving them and having the opportunity to even change compression and rebound independently. So we're limited significantly what we can do with some of the torsion bars. So even this white cowl lining right there, we're updating it from a standard static coil assembly to independent compression and rebound with coilovers. So we just like to modernize things, but still keep the essence. So all these cars, when they're done, will still look like they were supposed to look from factory, absolutely beautiful and elegant, but be chock full of modern technology to really increase the enjoyment up for the customer, which is pretty nice indeed. Okay, so let's see here. Quentin's saying Air a GTG later. I don't know what that means. Please elaborate, because I'd like to be able to assist if I can. All right. Hello, Big Elmer Uncle. How are you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Uncle Elmer, son I've known for many, many years from Aries Pistons back in the day. And he's here representing accordingly and being a good uncle. Making a modern sleeper. That's the goal. That's the goal. Whether they're looking at the Odyssey minivan, my K3V, the M16, the bus that's in there, the Caterham, the 930s, the Colani, anything we're building, our goal is not to make it, oh, look at me kind of crazy fast. It's to kind of have a little bit of a sleeper where you don't quite know what's lurking underneath, and when you get on the pedal, you're terrifying. We like that. I am Juan Sanchez is late, but you're able to get your trailer and car back. Yes, I was. So for those of you who don't know this, my 24-foot trailer was borrowed from me with the goal of being borrowed permanently from the back of our facility one weekend evening at 3 a.m. And thanks to the Riverside Sheriff and their team, especially their gang team, they were able to find it and bust the ring that was stealing a bunch of stuff and, you know, tagging cars and scraping out VIN numbers. So because they stole a Bisimoto trailer and all of you helped us look for it, patrol cars like, isn't that the trailer that everyone's looking for in the back of this house? Raided the house and found a bunch of motorcycles, cars, cut up vans, RVs, parts, refrigerators, beer kegs, just stolen stuff left and right, and the house was seized. So my trailer was able, even though it gave me a lot of grief that my trailer was gone, those guys got into a world of trouble by, I guess, stealing the wrong trailer. So that was quite sad, you know? Jex is saying you're gonna be a new dad. If you mean for a car, then yes, because I don't plan or have the ability to even have more children at this point. So, you know, things are not there anymore. Anyway, so that being said, yes, I am Juan Sanchez. Good thing that is being caught, that they were caught, absolutely. Sucks losing things of sentimental value. It sucks losing things, period, brother. Think about you working hard, and someone just decides they don't want to work as hard as you to save up and buy something, they just take it from you. It really sucks. It's really, really difficult, you know? It's annoying. Rossi Obunna says, good evening from Nigeria, which is where I'm from. And I assume by your last name, by your name Obunna, you're Igbo like I am. So you haven't even know Igbo, Ndewo, eh? Anam nele Obua. Muna nde nyim no no nekele na akori. So dalo no. So that's my language I'm speaking to him. And yeah, that being said, mom is doing great. She's relaxing at the house and I'm taking good care of her. So thank you for asking. And dad's doing fantastic as well. So that was a slice of heaven. We've been in 40 plus minutes. I have to get to a bunch of wiring, take care of my client as well. So thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you on TikTok, thank you so much for this Virgin podcast or telecast. We will have the opportunity to continue this because it looks like it's quite beneficial to all of you. And for those of you who are all around the globe, please stay safe and keep pushing on board. Look forward to seeing you same place, same time next week. Thank you so much for being great advocates. I'll leave this on here indefinitely. Take care of yourself and have a pleasant balance of the week. Cheers. Bye-bye. And thank you once again, Kim Exhaust. Appreciate the kind words. Bye-bye.